Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I am Envizion Revelations,
Hey yo, I'm Eckohour.
and welcome back to Dual
This is Dual
Architects. Alright, so we had a pretty good first episode. I really enjoyed it. I hope you all did too. And before we begin, is you may notice here I have a werepig that's about to cause much havoc in my town. Apparently one of my gallivanting heroes thought he would take it on, was wounded, and has brought it back to town with him. He got caught up on a carnivorous plant, and now he's really mad, really angry, and he's going to be causing some trouble. So we're going to let him. We're about to hit play and see what happens. Normally, we're just going to start played, but we wanted to talk about this first. So Eckohour, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, play. And there it goes.
And they're off.
Oh, and one victim, or no. Well, here they come. Save her! Save her! Alright, they got it. Cool. I got a pork chop out of it.
Not a helmet of the pig slayer.
No, I didn't even get a helmet of the pig slayer. I just get a pork chop. So, oh well.
My
Okay.
troop of barbarians are now blazing their way through my first floor dungeon.
Yeah, and I've got to dig into mine too. I started to, but then I opened up right into a room, so I can't really dig down. I have to place some scaffolding or something to be able to get down. Though I don't feel like I'm really ready to go down there first. I know I said I was going to go first, but go ahead, Eckohour, and talk about what you have done so far for your town.
1 second. I had a siege. Like, as soon as we started, I had a siege. Yeah, but I'm not really sure what all was there. Oh, wait, someone died. Oh, someone drowned. Uh-oh.
Someone drowned?
Someone drowned.
What are you doing in water?
Nothing at all. Oh, I'm digging the canal to connect the lake and the river. But apparently my townies are doing a really... Oh, another person drowned.
What I did when I separated the land bridges in Via de la Cerveza is to dig one row at a time, so they can't get in a situation like that. They can't get stuck on an island or something. So you might want to take that into consideration.
Probably should have done that. Probably, but I'm all about getting things done fast.
Well, someone has to pay the price of progress, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. In this case, you can't make
You
it
said
down.
that in the last episode too.
Yeah, you can't. This is this is the kind of
this
is why I'm never going to grow up to become like a city manager or anything like that, because I'm just like
Yeah. How did the siege go to start with?
As from what I could tell, it was only one spider. I came up to a battle already in progress between one of my townies and a spider, and so it might have been 1 or 2 spiders, but it must not have been very severe. I'm not that good at keeping tabs on my announcements, so.
Oh, I'm always, anytime I see the announcement
goes to
flash,
show, like, sieges are gonna take me by surprise.
anytime I see the announcement flash, I'm like, what is it? I'm always on the ball with that. How did your or what have you done so far? I don't know why I put that there. What have you done so far to build up your city, your town?
Well, so far, I've kind of added my old town, so to speak. I have a row of necessity housing. That was what I'm going to have be the first few houses. It was houses that were built right at first. It was just very uniformal, very just get them up, get them there, get them done. Then I'm going to have a couple other more unique homes right off to the side of them. And also one of the homes I'm kind of making into a clinic, so it's going to be a bigger home that also people will be staying at. I'm added the...
What do you mean by a clinic?
Instead of... It's not a full-blown hospital. It's just got the hospital thing connected to a home. It's all going to be one building.
Oh, okay.
In theory, it would be where the old witch doctor lady lives, who, administers strange potions.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't get old witch doctor characters, so... other than that, I kind of...
Next hero in town for me.
Yeah. I've also kind of laid down the groundwork for my carpentry and stonemason thing. They're going to be two separate buildings, but they're right on top of each other because they're going to kind of be part of a bigger part of the town. I got a lot of groundwork set up. I got my groundwork for my market set up, and that is going to be really right next to the docks, and I'm going to dress it up really nice and have a lot of barrels and chests and supplies, so it looks like there's a lot of trade going on in there. Got my cavern dug out here, nice cool little mine, and let me see if that's everything. I talked about my hall. I've got my hall laid down. I think it's gonna look cool, and I think that's it. I think that's all I've done so far. That was my first month.
Me, I've done the same thing. I've got a lot of stuff laid out. I had done the same thing. I'd placed the rooms just to keep my townies from wandering about. And then I went and laid out my initial homes, where they're going to be. And I have a lot of my homes paired, like two people to a house. It makes the houses bigger and a little more, I guess, believable. The only exception is the poor baker. She's kind of lonely. The lonely old hag baker. I got the different houses. I got different shapes.
Like bakers.
I've got like different shapes to make things a little more interesting. And I've got my bakery has been built like this, and then I'm working on my own little hall here. It's got it's a tavern and dining room. I've kind of intermixed the stuff so it'll be service as both the eating place for my heroes and my townies. I think like to Skyrim and stuff, because you didn't separate where you ate. You ate together. So that's the thinking behind it. My market, my hospital is just kind of placed. It'll be changed for poor Muriel. She's severely wounded. These will be relocated elsewhere. I've got all my graves on the hill. This is the sacred burial hill. I'll probably use the other hills with graves as soon as I get into the dungeon. More people will die. I'll put all my graves up on hills, kind of like a heathenic ancient society. Their burial rituals. They do stuff like that. So that's kind of the thought I'm going to be having. These buildings.
Somewhere out there, a heathenist person is just kind of like, hey.
Yeah, they travel.
It's my people.
I don't know. It's pretty cool though. I think it's gonna look good, and I'm going to try to have some build some standing stones and stuff, and build like Stonehenge kind of things around it, just to add to the decor and to make it kind of actually fit to what the ancient rituals and stuff like that. Okay, next topic is what we're going to do with our towns. What kind of direction are we going, and what do we plan on doing throughout the series? It took a little bit of thinking around to what I was going to be doing, but I decided to go with a Rohan slash Whiterun, that kind of theme with the wheat roofs, wheat and wooden buildings, some stone. We don't want the bakery made out of wood. It all bursts into flames. Wouldn't be good. but it's gonna be mostly wooden, mostly wheat roofs. So I'm gonna have lots of wheat fields eventually. I'll soon expand into this little fertile little area here, and we'll have lots of. This will all become like crops and wheats and stuff. This hall is actually gonna be a small hall because I'll be building my big one here. This will become like the main like Capitol building, greatest hall, multiple stories, kind of stuff like that. This will be just called like the mini hall. I'm actually going to build a tower. This section back here in this building is going to be a staircase up to a tower that's going to be looking. So you're going to look over this hill, which will be erased later, to look at the hall. This giant hill stuff here will become like a defensive fortress. I'll have this little tunnel running underneath it. Will look pretty cool. And all this area here, where actually Eckohour has settled, will become the actual main body of the city, kind of like Valle de la Cerveza was. It'll be here with putting my animal farms and stuff in the outskirts of the town. And I don't have any plans for this area over here as of yet. I'm sure I'll figure something out. Alright, and you?
Alright, man, where do I begin? So, I don't really have any, like, super epic plans yet. I know right now one of my big cultural centers is going to be built up around this lake. I kind of want it to become a bit of a port. So I'm probably going to clear away all of the land here, which is going to be a pain in the butt because there's a lot of rocks. And so it'll be, I'm probably going to have a whole big project one of these months where I'm just running a lot of scaffolding across this lake to clear away a lot of the rocks and stuff to get it nice and oceany. But I'll clear away this dirt till right here. I got to clear away this land bridge, so that I can have a nice big bay that boats can come in. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to build a boat or not, because that will take up a lot of space, and I kind of want to just... It kind of makes me hope that version 11 will be compatible with this one, because I want to have some docks running out into the water here. Then over here, right next to...
They should be. It should very well be compatible.
Okay. We'll touch more on version 11 here in a bit, but I also kind of want to build right here at the mouth of my bay and kind of over top of where my mine is going to be. It's probably going to be part of it eventually. It will kind of be the basement and the evil basement of this fortress. Will kind of be a fort, probably double as my main barracks for my soldiers later on. That'll kind of overlook the bay here. This is going to be this patch of sand where I believe Rev is going to be building his tower or fort or hall. Is going to be my boathouse. It's just going to be a big storage area for storing all of the market's goods and all of its wares. Market's going to be up here. I might expand it out a little bit more and have almost like 2 big markets up here, but this is the market area. A lot of trade is going to go on up here. I haven't decided what I'm going to do in the northern corner yet. I think it might be my more sparsely populated region. I think I might fill it more with farms, small houses, animal farms, that kind of stuff. As soon as I get everything kind of leveled out, make it into fields and wheat and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to build a bridge across the river right here where my old town is. And the southern point of the river is going to be one massive town. That's where we're going to be mostly the residential, maybe a few bigger houses. And when I say bigger houses, I mean like mansion houses. But also a good bit of tenement homes too. So more people per land. I do like to build up, and originally I had planned on building down, but I decided against that now, and I'm probably going to build up, make a nice big town. I kind of was watching Game of Thrones recently and watched a bit of King's Landing and all that kind of stuff. Now I want to make a town like that.
Yeah.
The jungle at the southern point of the map I might leave as wilderness. I might only farm the jungle up here by the snowy area. And I might build a wall around this southern jungle and kind of have that be the wilderness beyond. Might be the marsh that people, venture out into and never return from. And the eastern part of the map I haven't really made big plans on. I want to build a big project over here, actually. I kind of want to build like a hanging gardens or some kind of large cultural structure. Something that doesn't really serve a purpose other than aesthetics as far as the game goes, but something that I'll probably integrate a bit of the balcony system into it, and so people will come and visit there and admire the gardens, but that'll take a lot of work. That probably won't be until later on. And that's about it for now. I'm the kind of guy that goes into with a tentative plan, but usually makes stuff up as he goes along. Just goes, oh hey, it'll look good here.
Yeah, that's pretty much the direction that I've gone. I have like more like a general layout, a guideline to kind of go by, and then it's just, oh, this would look nice here. Oh, let's try this here. That's kind of how it goes. Okay, so now you have a general idea of what we're doing, and we're not just appearing to be, going crazy and we're just insane builders, which we are, but we don't want to give that impression.
I'm
so
crazy sometimes.
So, alright, so let's go ahead and get on to our discussion, our the points of people wanting to watch the show for current events. V11 is coming out. How about that? People assumed, we all thought it would be coming out later, but it kind of crept up, and now it's almost here. And so we're gonna talk about it. I've gotten to like test it and stuff a little bit. There was a couple bugs needed worked on. I had to solve a couple things, like the new Java library that Zavi was going to use. It's buggy. Like the shift key doesn't work with it. It's really odd. So we had to drop that. But the citizen jobs are
and the
really
shift
cool.
key is an integral part of towns.
Well, it is, because you want to keep making tasks over and over again, and you can't do that. And you also can't like shift click to do multiple like sales in a market and everything. And we had trouble with that before, so we don't want it to happen again. But the citizen jobs.
No, I wasn't being sarcastic. It really is important.
The citizen jobs are pretty cool, and they allow more of a micromanage point. You can kind of more role play with your people, but the downside is your entire workforce isn't being thrown one way or the other. So you actually do lose productivity if you divide up your town. You won't see things done quite as quickly as before, but you'll see them done more. Each task will be done more efficiently because they don't have to travel so far. But then you'll also face the difficulties of like your bakers are also your cooks. So if your bakery and your kitchen is on the opposite sides of the city, they'll be traveling back and forth to each one. That's just something to be taken into consideration, because it's going to affect how you play and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun. The 3D mouse is what I'm really looking for.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
My favorite part.
Okay.
My favorite part, probably the 3D mouse in the jobs. I just, despite the loss of productivity, it was really nice to be able to set who was who, and I'm already thinking like of how to do that in this game. Like I want to definitely set Jasmine here as my baker, and Emmeline as my innkeeper, which basically she does nothing but trade, so she gets the easy job. The food bonuses were actually really cool too. Is that it encourages you to have multiple food sources, but you have to manage it though, because they still want the best category food that they can get. It's not just okay, I've had a pie, now I'm going to want some cooked food. They're always going to want the higher level food, which pies are actually over meat. So even though their pies, they've had their pie and they're happy with it, they're going to want another pie. So you're going to have to like manage it a little bit and offer different things so that they will keep getting different bonuses. There's a fruit bonus, there's meats. If you eat pies, you get a mixed. So lots of cool stuff.
I'd eat a pie first anyway.
The 3D toggleable mouse is really going to be a help. It's real handy, especially when you're wanting to build up from this level. You can actually do things on the bottom level without going up and down. It's really going to make building more efficient. The only thing is it's not perfect. It goes through windows, so having to get to certain circumstances, you'll have to use the regular mouse. If you want to put a sign up on the second level on the side of your building, you'll have to use the mouse, because the 3D mouse will want to use the bottom level. So you still have to use the regular one, but it's not bad. It's still better than before. My favorite part though of it all would be just all of it. So I'm looking forward to all of it.
Can't pick one, huh?
I can't pick one.
The part I'm definitely most excited about is definitely the town jobs, because if you ever look at my towns, I am a strong believer in people, in the day and age where I imagine towns is from. I imagine towns is from the semi-medieval day and age, but in that day and age, people often lived the same place that they did their profession. They didn't have a commute to work. They lived and operated whatever their profession was out of their home. So a baker lived in his bakery. A woodcutter, might have, he might have traveled into the woods to cut the trees down, but probably dealt wood out of his, had furniture and stuff built from his home. So other than the main market, which I see as kind of more of a trade center than than where people would sell their goods, produce their goods. I like to put a lot of... Now, I do have some townies that just kind of live in homes that aren't connected to anything. But I also do have townies that are connected, like my bakery has a home that would be a baker. My woodcutters thing has 2 woodcutters connected to it, because I would see them as kind of being furniture artisans and stuff like that. My masonry, not so much. My masonry only has 1 person connected to it, even though it has a ton of tables. But who knows? Maybe a lot of people travel in there from Old Town. Maybe we had a lot of masons come with us. Maybe back in the old country, masons were had everything taken out on them, and they were fleeing persecution for their stone cutting ways. So they came here and built whatever this town is. I haven't decided on a name for it yet, but...
Oh, I came up with a name for mine. My town's gonna be called Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah? Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Because you have spears.
Because I even during the month getting to this episode, I got more spears. So it's for sure. It's definitely Shakespeare. Shakespeare Valley, Shakespeare City, Shakespeare something. It's just Shakespeare.
The town of Shakespeare, owned by Governor Rev the Wise. Rev the Wise. Rev the Unfinished.
Rev the Wise. Rev, the guy who can't talk and build at the same time. His brain doesn't work in 2 different directions. The whole time I'm talking, I'm just looking at this bare bones building. This looks pretty cool. Like, with the wood. Hello. The wood makes it all look. It's under construction. It actually looks kind of cool. It's kind of like a building skeleton. coming up on time pretty quick.
Oh,
We have time for one more point.
Okay.
What's that point?
Well, it's either what do you hope that they're going to add later on, or what direction are you going to take your town in?
We already talked about the direction we're taking our town in. So let's talk about...
sort of.
Let's talk about what we want most in towns. The version...
Future.
The version
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the most in towns, the feature is I want shops. I want there to be able to sell stuff to the heroes, so I can buy up all their gold, buy up all their loot, sell it to the caravans. They can get really awesome geared stuff with stuff that I make and stuff that I bought them, and they just tear up the dungeon in groups, and it's all gonna be good. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
I think what I'm looking forward to the most, and I'm not sure if they're going to add it or not, because I don't frequent the forums that much, so I don't really see what's all discussed and what all's considered by the makers. But I would like to see kind of a larger game element involved. I would like to see more interaction between other players' towns. I would love to trade my identically seeded map with Rev's identically seeded map to mine, so that we'll both have the same shortage of goods and both have the exact same abundance of things. But I would like to see, either like trade or some other sort of interaction between other people's towns. Maybe you could send immigrants over there and they would bring back money, or you could send a caravan yourself to them and then they could see, oh hey, Echo has 300 bones that he's trying to dump on people, and I really don't want any of that. But
I don't want them.
But that one wooden that one silver sword that he has there looks pretty nice. So maybe I'll go ahead and invest in that. So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see more of a multiplayer element involved.
You can just buy whatever else the other town has, and I finally built a golden weapon, yay! Wait, where did it go? And you see the caravan running away with it. Your neighbor's city has bought this item. No! Come
Yeah, maybe you could. I just had. Oh man, this happened again. I just had someone die.
What?
Yeah, someone died.
Had anyone die?
I missed it though. I missed it happening, but someone died. I had. Let's see. Let's recount. Let's recount the death toll this game. I had 2 people drown, and then I had 1 person just mining in tunnels and then got killed by a couple of spiders. So I go through through villagers like it's going out of style.
That was a stroke of brilliance I had when I was testing the game. If you dedicate someone to be your miner or miners, if you're going to equip anybody, equip them with some kind of weapon, maybe a hammer to make it look more realistic, and some wooden armor or whatever you have, because when they dig into a new cavern, they're almost always going to get into a fight. So if there's any particular townies you're going to want, it's your spelunkers, which kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of everyone can be squishy in their dresses and their hats and stuff.
That's what I want to. I want to do that. Have some soldiers with some good armor, and then I want to put curved blades. Look a lot like. They look a lot like what a reaper would use. When he's reaping in the field. So I'd like to put my farmers have curved blades, so when they're out there gathering their wheat, it actually looks like they're using an appropriate tool. Because I'm
hey, that and the wheat hats.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Then I start getting into build their house out of wheat. As everything they are is wheat. Give them a bamboo stick and build their house out of wheat, and they can have a wheat hat and maybe even wheat clothes.
And maybe next episode we'll have the big bad wolf come around and blow it down. So,
oh yeah, maybe.
So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this episode. Wow, we really rambled on this episode. Time really flew by.
Yeah.
So we got to go for now. And we'll come back next week next week when we do the next episode sometime. We're gonna have our first guest on the show, and you have to wait until then to see who it is. And it should be great. We're all gonna have a great time, hopefully. So until then, I have been Envizion Revelations.
I am Eckohour.
And thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.